What's up, guys? Mega Bleeder here with another episode of All the Mods 3 Remix. Today we've got some quality of life stuff we're going to do, a little bit of base expansion, and some resource production. So let's get into it. So first things first, obviously this is a temporary solution for our base. This little hole here was just a nice little shelter to get away from the bad guys, and this is definitely not going to take us to the ATM star. So actually we're going to put our base right over here. So right here in this little hole in the wall we're about to make, the base is going to go right here. So now that we've got a base figured out, we need to decorate it just a little bit, get some finishing touches in, and then get moved in. So I'm going to put some decorations in here, a floor, maybe some walls, some little bit of structural foundation. All right, so there we have it. Sweet little starter cave. I think it looks pretty neat in there. Let me get over there, give you a little tour of the interior. So I've got some seared stone. That's a couple of chiseled variants here. Some spruce wood. I thought it'd be pretty sweet to hollow out a little bit of a cave. I think it looks neat in here. What I want to do actually is expand out kind of into this direction a little bit and that direction, and then even vertically. If we take a look out here, we can see that actually goes all the way up. So I think it'd be kind of fun to put some elevators. Maybe it'll go over a little bit and then take some elevators going up through some different builds and stuff like that as we progress further through the game. So next thing I need to do, and to get all that seared stone, all I did, like I said before, was you take these large stone plates, and I basically used a lot of the cobblestone from in there and just dumped it in here and set up a couple of casting basins to pump out. And we actually have an absolute ton of it. So there's 1,300 of the seared stone in there. So we've got a lot of that for building. I want to try and use some darker colors and then with some contrasting with some lighter colors. I'm not sure how I'm going to do the contrast yet. I think maybe doing some sandstone stuff between the normal sandstone and red sandstone might be kind of fun. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to go. So the next thing that I need to do is actually move all of our stuff here that we've got outside inside. And then I'm going to reorganize a lot of stuff before too long. Put that there, and the hopping bonsai there with dirt and spruce. I did go ahead and set up a coke oven over here. We're going to need some immersive engineering stuff, so I wanted to get the creosote burning and getting that set up and ready. We're going to need, I want a backpack, so I'm going to need 3 of these, which means I'm going to need string. There we go. And then we can make a backpack, top, middle, bottom. All right. So I did make a satchel, but I want to go with the backpack instead. So there's the dank, my wand. I can even put the satchel in there, so that's pretty nice. Oh, special slots, backpack. There we go. I hit Shift B. Now I can press B and open the backpack. Nice. I'm going to get that broken down and move. Ooh, you know what? Let's go get those Endermen. Oh, no Ender Pearls. Where's the other one? Come here. Let's go. Let's go. He might kill me. Yeah. Oh, I leveled up my sword. All right, so that's actually going to take a minute. So let's get a little bit more tech stuff going. And I'm going to place these down here. And then let's do another one there. I'm going to put coal in those, and I think they actually turn themselves off, and I want those to be orientated that way. And I want to put, after this big giant lag spike, a little bit of coal in there, producing 60 RF per tick. Awesome. The metallurgic infuser is going to go there, and to be able to make an enrichment chamber, we're going to need some circuits, some of these control circuits. And to make, we need just 2, so let's grab redstone, osmium, iron. Let's put those in there, and the circuit is osmium. So we'll get that going. And what I can do is make this enrichment chamber now. And that needs, what is it? Oh, it needs a steel casing. Okay, so we're going to need a little bit of charcoal. We can pop that in there, put those in there. And let's make 3 more. I'm actually going to put them down here so we can save a little bit of space. Okay, so that's going to get iron going. And let's put actually 8 in there. These will come into here. That's going to make steel dust. I think the easiest way is going to be in the smeltery controller. We're going to put the smeltery in here. I'm not sure how much room I'm going to need. Okay, and then here is going to go the controller. And then the tank, I'll just put right here. Got 2 drains. Put 1 drain there. 1 drain there. And I'm going to make more drains, I think. So if I do this, this should be a completed structure. Yep. Then we can put a hopper also here. And let's get those in there and smelting up. And I want to start pouring out some more ingots there. And then that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 16. So this can hold a whole entire stack, I believe. That'll go there. We'll have to get some more lava for that. All right, one of the next things that I want to work on is going to take some materials that we do not have. We don't have sticks either, so let's see. Hang glider, we need 2 wings. I went down into the basement and mined up some obsidian. So we're going to go to the nether, and I'm going to put the nether portal over here. I want to be able to see it from the base, but I don't want to be able to hear it. I think I'll be able to decorate it nicely in the future. So let's see what our nether spawn looks like. Okay, so let's go in here. Okay, so here is our nether spawn. I do have /home, so I'm not incredibly worried, but it looks like there is another fortress right there. Now, I might be able to just slime sling. Yeah, there we go. Let's head up here, and there's a blaze spawner right there. Now, my armor isn't super great. I probably should have made up a cardboard box, but I think let's grab torches. And we'll put dirt here so we can have okay, no blaze rods. Oh. Oh, I might die. Oh. One heart left. We did get one blaze rod. I'm gonna need more than that. I probably did not bring enough food. Oh, here's a couple more. And these can turn into blaze rods, right? Yeah, if I have 2 of them. Alright, so I've got 8 blaze rods, and I think what I can do is pop these guys into here. And they've got... I got 5 of them from each. And I think... Can I put that? Yeah, I can put that in there. Okay. So what I want to do is actually make a jetpack. So I need that guy. Need a comparator, which is going to need some redstone torches. Like so. Let's save that, because I'm going to need maybe 8 furnaces. 2 thrusters. Iron jetpack. Bam, easy. Then the iron jetpack turns into the gold jetpack. And like so. And then this guy, I need a block of redstone. And I need 2 diamond thrusters. And then finally, this does not turn to emerald, but I do need to charge it. I could... Yeah, I'm going to use it to make some better gear as well. There we go. And then what I've got here is 2 of these guys that we're going to use to make our enrichment chamber once I get a little bit more glass. Like so. And then we can put that right there. Why not? And then I'm going to need to put some redstone in there. Let one of those run, because I'm going to make a charge pad. And a charge pad. That should go right there. Now, that's going to take a little while to charge. But now we have flight. How fast does it go down? It goes down at a decent speed, but now we've got flight, so we can take a look at our neat base here. Look at how sweet it is. These would have been a lot easier to build if I had flight, let me tell you. All right, so the next big hurdle is going to be power. So what I'm gonna do, actually get some wind power. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5. The wind generators. These are going to be a nice passive power source that are going to be simple to set up, and that should last us for a little bit. So I went ahead and dug a little hole here. Coming up and leading outside. And I should be able to place these wind turbines here. Why is that one not working? Are there too many? Is there like a config? There we go. Apparently we have to have a little bit of a gap between them. How much power are you producing, though? Let's see. Producing 45 RF per tick? It's not bad. Not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. The other thing that I want to work on a little bit is some resource production. And what I want to try, the atomic reconstructor. We're going to take a lens of the miner. I need another quartz. There's another Enderman. Let's fight him. Should have put more lapis on my sword. If we cook it, that's 1. If I put it in an enrichment chamber, that'll give me 2. So let's do that. And we could use the enrichment chamber for some ore processing. I should make a crusher soon. So let's take that. Let's grab our lens. And I should have everything. Oh, it's a good thing I did that anyway. So here is what we should be able to do here. And I need a redstone torch. So we need to change that. So you can see it says redstone mode pulse deactivate. So we have to hold a redstone torch to toggle it. If you turn it to toggle, now it'll only work on a signal. Now what I'm curious about, where is our stone? So there's a couple of ways you can use this. What I'm curious about is whether or not it will do adjacent blocks. Because if I put down lapis here, it will work. Let's see. We'll grab a button. Aren't like gold buttons faster? Let's grab a lever. Okay, so yeah, that does work. And what I want to do is get a destructor. We're gonna need one of these. And if we hook this up here, what I am curious about is if I can set this to blacklist stone. So if I take a look in here, that broke and went into our system. If I search ore, nothing should pop up, right? But what I should be able to do is get a bucket. It's probably not going to be good to do it here. We do have a proof of concept, though, so let's take that stone. Let's take the atomic reconstructor. We are going to tuck this back here. And we're going to run our over to here and hook up our destructor and our atomic reconstructor. That's going to go there. And there will be stone that pops up right here. And I want it to blacklist stone, so it's going to pick up everything that is not stone. Now what I should be able to do is put water there. That should flow in. Then I'm going to need, I think I need another slab, actually. So we go water. And then lava. That should make stone right there. Oh. Let's do that. Okay. And then this just needs to be on a timer, and I had my lever. And I could toggle this. And now it should just work. We take a look at ores. Look at that. We're getting ores. Okay, so this is a proof of concept. What I want to do is actually scale this up as we get more power. And then now all I need to do is set up some ore processing. Okay, so I set up some really simple processing here. I've got some double crushers down, and then over here I set up a little bit of a drawer wall and put all the crushed materials and their ingots in here and some of the stuff that we'll be getting from those. But what I want to do right now is set up some quick and dirty kind of power generation using some simple automations here. And what I'm gonna do, I think I have enough room to be able to do it. We're gonna find out. Actually, I could use my wand for this, right? There we go. And I'm missing one more set. 1, 2, 3. Yes, so if I do that, I can get back into there with that. I just need to take my engineer's hammer. It's going to let us get 2 coke ovens. And I'm going to use hopping bonsai pots here. And what I want to do is get these guys set up, and I should be able to put those on there. And then I think I might be able to reach that. Yes. Extract on brown, always active. And I think I need the hammer. Can I get to it from this wrench? No. So let me see if I can make the crescent hammer. Got my caps lock on apparently. So does this work? Left click. Yeah, there we go. Extract. So if you shift left click. Yep, shift left click. Always active on brown. Like so. Now, does this have auto import? It does. So what I'm going to do here is stage this for logs. We need to put dirt in all of these. That one too. And I... missing a dirt? These are not going to want to grow because it needs extra space there on top. Let me break this so I can get up here. Okay, they do all have dirt. There we go. Am I? Oh, it won't grow because of that cable? Okay, there it goes. Okay, now I need spruce to go in there. So give me spruce right there. And then I also made a trash can with an item filter. Now I think if we change this to insert, yep, we'll see those start to go in there. And I built a trash can so we can put a filter in that and set this to insert. Let's turn the extract off. Yep. Okay, so now these shouldn't back up with anything. They should just grow spruce. And then I think we should be okay. Turn these off. These can be inserts. I set this to extract on blue. Change these to inserts on blue. We're going to get coke out of here. This might be a little bit too compact of a setup. Let's see. You are going to insert out of the back. We're going to make charcoal. And then here I've got 2 dynamos. One is going to get coal. Ooh, I don't want sticks to go in there. I had a key. And take that out, put that in there, lock that. There we go. Okay. All right, so this is what I ended up with. I've got 2 steam dynamos here. Okay, let's go to the beginning. So I've got, obviously, this was already here before, the hopping bonsai pots. Those are feeding. Well, that's excessive. Let's go sleep through this thunderstorm, apparently. Yeah, that's pretty intense. Let's go sleep before another huge thundercrack happens like that. I hope that doesn't blow out your guys' eardrums like it did mine. And the way that I can sleep so fast is I made a sleep charm, which just takes some leather, some sticks, and a bed. It just lets you sleep, like, instantly. Makes sleeping easier while in the inventory. So I cut out a little hole in the mountain here, so this can be, like, the bedroom looking out on this little water feature there. So, heading back over here, what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by the weather. Let's turn that off. Got a compression dynamo here, burning charcoal. It needs solid fuel and a coolant, so we're using water. I also have a compression dynamo, and every once in a while, this gets the creosote from these coke ovens. I didn't necessarily need to put this over here. If I put down more coke ovens, it would probably make more sense. We would need a couple of more coke ovens, maybe 2 or 3 more coke ovens, which I kind of could fit in the floor here. So I'll play around with that idea. I'm not really certain. These are still not making enough power to get this thing completely filled up, though. It's kind of hard to say how much RF per tick this uses. But it's pretty nice. The passive resources, although it is a little bit slow, it's quite a bit faster for me to go and mine myself. But I did add another crusher down here. I don't remember if I talked about that or not. So we've got all of our ores that we get are getting pumped out through there. So it's a nice little passive system here where we're making 240 RF per tick between these. Once this backs up, we'll be getting the full 240 RF per tick, but right now we've got 30 of it that's going to this. And every once in a while when these guys kick on. But once that's all backed up, we should be all good to go. Now, power in this pack, one thing that I'll be probably pushing for pretty soon is getting a big reactor set up. The only issue with the big reactor is that it does take the controller from another reactor. So, like, we would need a fusion control computer, or we would need a nuclear reactor from industrial craft, or the fission controller from nuclear craft, which, I mean, if we're going to make the fission controller, I mean, we could just make a fission reactor, but these take some more advanced materials. I think the advanced plating, I thought there was something in here. Yeah, the magnesium diboride solenoid. So we need magnesium diboride, which means we're going to need an alloy furnace. And we have magnesium and boron. So we've got magnesium, and then I also needed titanium and iridium. Now this might hurt me. I don't remember. Okay, it doesn't. Now this, can we cook this? No, we can just make it into plates, but we could pulverize it and then turn that into iridium. What kind of uses does this have? Iridium enforced plates? We could put iridium ingot into a crusher. Okay, so I'll leave that as is, but these two both need to be cooked. Put away some of this stuff, clean up our inventory, and then we've got magnesium and titanium. So now we have everything being staged. I do have an issue with sulfur, so I need to put sulfur in there. It's hard to know what is coming from the laser down there. Unless I kind of sit and babysit it for a while. I could set up like a different system. I'm definitely going to end up moving this. Like I said, this is more just a proof of concept. We could see it tried to fire right there, but it didn't have enough energy to turn it into an ore. So sometimes it'll make the noise like it's firing, but it doesn't fire. We'll see the next one. It will fire and change it. There we go. We got an iron ore there. But if we take a look at the pulverized variants, we're doing pretty good. We've got a decent setup here. We've got a little bit of platinum even. So platinum comes from platinum ore. So we're even getting platinum ore. The sulfur that we've got here, we're actually getting this from the Betweenland sulfur ore. So once I get power handled a little bit better, we're actually, and we put down more atomic reconstructors, we can actually get a lot of resources from this. So that's actually kind of fun because I've never actually used the lens of the miner in a playthrough before, but I thought it would be pretty interesting to do this time around. But I think that is going to be it for today's episode. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Remember, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're not already and you want to support the channel, you can join the members. We do have a community server. It currently, at this time, is hosting a Moni Factory server. So if you want to play Moni Factory with the community here, you can join the YouTube members channel. I also have a Patreon. I'll leave the links for those, the Patreon, and then also the Discord in the description below. I think next episode we're going to work more on some power generation. And then we'll, once we get a good amount of power generated, we'll be able to really pick up speed getting through this pack. All right, thanks for stopping in.